welcome to another installment of Song of the Week. I am one of your hosts, one of the three main faces on the channel, Bill Farrow, here with the founder of the channel himself, Jordan Bell. Jordan, what's good? How you been?
I am fantastic. Yeah, man, things are going fine here. I'm still in this lull of job hunting. I feel like I'm getting closer to some stuff. I feel like I have a little bit of momentum. I'm doing a lot of networking right now. Like I'm doing a lot of meeting up with old friends, old colleagues, colleagues of my parents, even teachers. Like I'm having lunch tomorrow with my 5th grade French teacher,
Nice.
who wants to connect with me and just chop it up and maybe see if she can help me out. So just adjusting, man, adjusting to being back in Cleveland. Still going through this unemployment wave, which sucks and can be very boring, but I'm going to the gym a lot, which is good. I'm feeling buff. The biceps are looking big. So, no, I'm all in all, I'm doing okay, man.
Good, man.
What about you?
No news on this side. Went to the studio a couple weeks back, just put down some raw vocals, patching in the missing pieces of a collection of 5 or 6 or 7 of these songs. Hopefully in the next 6 to 8 weeks they'll be done. Work is a drag. I can't really see my future for the first time, which is weird. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going, just generally speaking, but I want to make changes and things have got to change. I'm in an infinitely better spot than I was when we started this channel last year, just in terms of like job stability and all that kind of stuff. However, this is step 2 of the 3-step plan. So I got to start trying to find a way to transition to step 3 so I can get to where I want to be. But other than that, man, family's good. Everyone's healthy. I got a bunch of vinyl for Christmas. The swag is incalculable because I'm wearing a rainbow sweatshirt. So like things are good.
How's the new music coming?
Man, it is so interesting when you get into a studio and record with an engineer you've never worked with and they immediately give you positive feedback. It makes you feel like you have something. My problem is I'm a little bit slow getting it out. It's not for a lack of intention or desire or time spent. Apparently I'm just a little bit slower on the uptake or slower getting some of my writings out than other people. But I've got 5 concepts at least down now, or I got 7 concepts. I've got 5 that are down now. And it's fun to go. I just can't always go with, a job and some other responsibilities, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just so fun being in there and just hearing my voice back to me. I hated my voice at first because it was new and it was an undeveloped skill. But from a recreational standpoint and a technical ability standpoint, I keep making strides. So it's still worth doing, and one of these songs is going to catch traction one day. It might not lead to a career as a rapper or an artist or anything. And maybe it does, who knows? But in the meantime, I know one of them is going to catch eventually because people keep giving me strong feedback and it seems to be honest and genuine, so that's always nice, especially when it comes from people who don't owe me shit.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. Very cool. Well, I'm excited to hear the music when it comes out.
Yeah, man.
And maybe it'll be somebody else's song of the week. Maybe it'll be so good that somebody else will pick your music as their song of the week.
Well, who knows? Crazier things have happened, right? Maybe y'all are doing an artist interview for me, at some point,
I would love that. All right. Well, speaking of song of the week, how about I kick us off this week? How you feel about that?
Please do.
All right. So as I've said before, one of my favorite things is with the creation of this channel and this podcast in particular, people send me a ton of music that they think should be featured as the song of the week, which is really cool. I really enjoy when people do that. Please keep doing so. One friend has been really consistent with that, and she was the one that got me hip to Olivia Dean, which is one of our most watched videos on the channel because Olivia Dean is a badass and is absolutely killing it right now. But she sent me this song. This is a friend from Memphis. Shout out to Memphis again. Memphis was my home for 3 years. She sent me a song by this Memphis artist named EJ Jones. This is just a really fun song. It's called Gas Station Love. Have you heard this?
Yep. I mentioned this to you a while back. I'm glad you finally got around to it. Yeah.
Got you. All right. So maybe you got me onto it first, and then I forgot. Oh, you know what? I think I remember the recording when you did
No,
mention
no,
this.
no.
Now that
Credit
you
to
say
your
that.
friend. We need more contributions to the channel, so keep sending Jordan music.
Yes, please do. But yeah, so Gas Station Love is just a really fun song. You know, there's all different types of artistry when it, especially in hip hop, I feel like where you sometimes have artists who don't take themselves super seriously and just have fun making music. And that's what EJ Jones does on this song. This is just a song that's about shooting your shot at a girl at a gas station, which is a pretty bold move. I don't think I've ever actually tried that. I'm curious if women like to be catcalled at gas stations. With my experience in Memphis, that's probably not that far fetched of a concept. Wild stuff happens down there in Memphis, Tennessee. The girl that sent this to me, she may have been catcalled at a gas station, and that's why she loved this song so much. But EJ Jones is cool, man. He's a good singer, which is fun, and I don't want to say surprising, but he's a good vocalist. Like he's got a really good voice. I was trying to come up with a comparison for him, and the best I could land on was he's like a new age Bobby Womack. I don't know if that hits at all, but that's kind of what I think of when I hear this song by EJ Jones. So I think everybody should check this song out, man. It's called Gas Station Love by Memphis's finest, Memphis, Tennessee's finest, EJ Jones.
That's a good pick, because I recommended it, a little bit ago. So I'm glad
Yeah.
the cosmic forces brought it back up to your radar. So shout out to your friend for keeping you current, keeping you hip. Good pick, man. I like that song. He's a good vocalist, like you said. He's
Yeah,
got
that one's
he's got
fun.
the right amount of dust in his voice, which gives the soul feel, the right feel. So hopefully he keeps making some great music, and maybe we even have him on one day. Who knows? So, good pick.
Yeah, EJ, if you see this, man, hop on the podcast. We'd love to have you.
Mhm. That'll take me to my song of the week. I'm going a little bit further back. The band LTD, the song Love Ballad, lead vocalist Jeffrey Osborne. This is one of the purest and one of my favorite male vocalists ever, Jeffrey Osborne. I'll say it one more time for y'all. LTD is just like an amazing love song. Apparently, when he recorded this with his group, he did this in one take, which makes it all the more impressive. But it's just a consummate love song. His vocal range is outstanding. His vocal strength, how he carries his notes throughout the song. And it's a sample of De La Soul and Lupe Fiasco from his mixtape days as well. So it's found a way to take root and kind of carry through the art and the craft of sampling, which is always pretty cool when you hear music repurposed and reinvented in a real way that really pays homage appropriately. Again, what I love about this is just Jeffrey's performance. It's stunning, it's powerful, it's sensuous, it is very, very, very dressed in silk. So there's the right amount of smoothness and the right amount of luxury, but definitely feels like you're drinking like a really soothing, warm drink that just makes you closer in touch with that person that you want to be with or are with. So it's just a beautiful love song. Very powerful, and also always great when we hear, the masculine side give and voice their devotion for the person that they want to be with. So LTD, Love Ballad, specifically Jeffrey Osborne's performance on this is my song of the week.
Yeah, fantastic pick. As always, good pick and very, very good description on what makes it unique.
Yeah, man.
You're always great at
Yeah,
that.
just trying to give some people some
Yeah.
color, right? Let's see the sounds so people get interested enough to go listen to it,
Absolutely. Random note, doesn't have much to do with music, but give us a prediction on what the Bears are going to do in the next couple of weeks. By the time people see this, hopefully the Bears will be maybe in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, man. It's tough to say because me personally, as a Bears fan, I didn't expect them to be this good record-wise and this exciting until next year. I thought the new system, I thought Caleb in the second year, I thought the pieces melding was going to take just a little bit more time to congeal. They got the 2 seed. They're playing the Packers, I believe. So you know how I feel just being from around Chicago about that, which means it's going to be a very tough game off rip. We're really concerned about our defense right now because we ain't stopping nobody, and bend don't break defenses usually don't win Super Bowls, at least from the little bit that I know about football. But transparently, and I don't mean to be a pessimist, I don't see them winning the Super Bowl with a defense like this. I think the offense also takes sometimes an astonishingly long time to get going, as we saw with the most recent game against Detroit, where they were pretty much dead in the water up until like the last 18 minutes of the game, where they started to put it together and tie the game, and obviously lost on a last minute or last second field goal. But I imagine they have a really good shot to beat Green Bay. The NFC is just super loaded this year, so I don't know if they make it beyond that, but everything basically past us getting a 500 record has been like a consummate plus, because I didn't expect them to be super good until next year. But that just sets the expectation even higher as Caleb goes into year 3. The offensive system has that much more time to settle in. All the guys get an off season's worth of work. And we do something about this whole training staff situation, because Lord knows we've had an astonishing amount of injuries. So something about that program is just not working out and keeping guys on the field. So hopefully there's some changes there as well. But everything has been really exciting this year. It's nice to see competent football in a football crazy town like this. I imagine they beat Green Bay. I can't predict after that, but I'll be rooting for them, obviously. And if we walk away with a Super Bowl, then for the first time in my lifetime, they won't be dog shit outside of like the couple playoff appearances and deep runs they had.
Yeah, I'm actually rooting for you guys too. So at this point of the year, I'm cheering for two things. I'm cheering for black head coaches and I'm cheering for black quarterbacks. That's kind of how I watch football at this time of year, especially now that Cleveland's not in it. But I've always kind of had an affinity towards Caleb. I support that he was bold enough to be like, yo, I paint my fingernails. Deal with it. We live in such a, like, football is such a barbaric sport and can be so testosterone driven and, just kind of like cavemanish that, people don't feel like you should have a personality that deviates from the norm. And so I've always respected his ability to just be himself and not be afraid to be criticized for it. And so I like Caleb Williams and I like rooting for him. I hate to say it, but I'd love to see Mike Tomlin make a little bit of a run here because I like Mike T. I'm trying to think who else is in it that I like. I'm not a big Jordan Love guy, even though he's a black quarterback.
How do you feel about the
Who else we
Texans?
got? I like DeMarco. What is it? DeMarco Ryan? Is that his name?
D'Amico, right?
DeMeco
Yep.
Ryan, maybe. Yeah, DeMeco Ryan. I like DeMeco. I think the Texans are good. I think they got a shot to make a run. I love CJ. CJ's an Ohio State guy, so I'm definitely rooting for CJ. So yeah, I like those teams. I like the Rams, even though they don't have either one of the two things that I just listed that I root for. But I like Devontae Adams. Like I'd like to see Devontae Adams get a shot to play in the Super Bowl because I think he's a dude that should be remembered as one of the best wide receivers of his time. And without at least one deep run in the playoffs, it's hard to be remembered that way. So I like Devontae Adams. I don't really care much about Buffalo. I feel bad for Josh Allen because he's probably one of the best quarterbacks of his era, and he may not ever. Not I shouldn't say ever, but I don't think he's going to play in the Super Bowl this year, and he hasn't had a shot to play in it yet. So I feel bad for him in that sense, but I don't have any rooting interest in anybody on that team.
Yeah, I hear you. I'll comment just real quickly. I don't know too much about football. It was just never part of my childhood. My folks wouldn't let me play. My dad was a linebacker back in the day. He's like, uh, they would make you a tight end, Bill, because you got good hands and you got good instincts. And I'm not letting my son go do 5-yard crossing routes and getting blown up and, you know, just destroying an able-bodied young black man. So thank you, Dad. Appreciate that. And also thank you, Mommy, for keeping me out of it, because I wanted to at least give it a shot because I was told I'd be good. Caleb, ownership of self, familial love. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong on this. I'm pretty sure his mom is like a nail tech or did nails or was part of some sort of beauty salon / operation for a while. So I think that's where it might come from, right? So I think familial love is pretty cool. I think ownership of yourself outside of sports is becoming more and more common. So they have somebody described him to me as like our first Gen Z quarterback, really lean into the different aspects and shades of his personality is pretty cool. Josh Allen gets the benefit of the doubt from the media a lot, which is, I mean, he's earned the right to get the benefit of the doubt. But when juxtaposed against some of the other people that we haven't mentioned, a la Lamar Jackson and some other folks, it becomes a little bit stark, a little bit unfair. So I don't know if he deserves or needs sympathy. He's an MVP. He's a generationally gifted quarterback who maximized his talent and is continuing to do so. He seems like a great guy. Hopefully we get a chance to meet him one day. But as far as sympathy goes, I don't know, man. He's always been playing good football. So in that regard, more power to him, and let's see what kind of run he can make. Defense plays. Texans are good. Uh, all roads seem to go through LA or Seattle, though, as far as I'm concerned. Those two teams seem to really have it figured out.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. So it'll be fun. First game start this weekend. So
Look at that,
it'll
a
be fun
little
to watch.
nonsensical sports
Uh,
talk from me in a music segment. Look at me, I'm diversifying my portfolio in 2026. I know shit
Hey,
about
why not,
footballs,
man?
folks, so be easy on your criticisms.
Yeah, no, why not? All right, well, let's get out of here. As you know, I've been trying to end with a just like a little note, a thought that I've had. And so I recently have been going to Olivet Baptist Church here in Cleveland, or if not going, watching the sermons online. Olivet has a really, really good pastor by the name of Jawanza Coven. I know like my dad's a pastor. So when my dad recommends a preacher to me, I know he's pretty good. And so I went and saw Jawanza with my dad for the first time a month or two ago. And then I recently watched his New Year's Day sermon. And he was kind of taking notes as I was listening. And he made a point. He said, if you wait too long, you may get what you want, but you may not have much time to enjoy it. And what I took from that is don't wait around to do the thing that you want to do. Don't wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time may not ever present itself, and you may be looking back at your life one day and realize that it was too late. So, whatever it is that you want to go after, stop what you're doing and go after it now, because if you wait too long, by the time you get it, it may be a little bit too late. Thank you so much for listening to Song of the Week. My name is Jordan. As you know, that's Bill. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Until next time, we are out of here. Peace.